So I thought it was about time for me, after a year or so of eating high calories, enjoying myself, I'm gonna chop my calories back down a bit because I wanna see what I've been able to build underneath. Now I wanna preface this and say, if you're seeking some kind of like enlightenment or feel like you're going to be more confident, or you feel like you're going to be a better version of you by dropping weight. And it sucks that I have to preface it like this, but I know some people will just extrapolate and take things the wrong way. Your body weight does not determine how you feel about yourself. Those two need to be completely separate things, and until you can sort that out in your head, perhaps it's not a good idea to be cutting down, restricting, eliminating foods until you can sort that out. Because if you can't sort that out where you are right now, when you get to where you want to be, it's still not going to be sorted. Okay, now that we have a warning out of the way, yeah, so I just wanted to see what muscles I've built over the last year, because I've been training super hard, and I've really been working on improving my techniques and things and getting better activation, and I was like, I just want to see where we're at. Now, you don't have to go to this length to figure out what your calories are. I thought I would just show you guys. I thought it might be interesting for you to see what goes into calculating your maintenance calories. If you would rather work off an estimation equation, I have that in my Get Lean Nutrition Guide. And when I did that equation versus when I went through all these steps, which you're about to see in this video, I was only off by 50 calories. So don't feel like you have to go out and do like all of these things just to get the data you need. You really don't. I've already got that equation there for you. When it comes to figuring out your maintenance calories, you've got a few different factors involved. So you have your RMR, which is your resting metabolic rate. That's the amount you burn to just live and sort of do nothing. Then you have your NEAT, which is like non-exercise activity. So that could be like fidgeting, moving around, just general daily things. Then you have TEF, which is the thermogenic effect of food, which is your body digesting, absorbing, all of that sort of thing. That's quite a small amount. And then you have T, which is thermogenic effect of activity, which is your exercise and any intentional activity which you go out of the way to do. When it comes to metabolism, people love to use the words fast and slow, but a better way to describe it is efficient and inefficient. If someone has an efficient metabolism, it means that they burn less calories because their body is more efficient with the fuel. So someone who has an efficient metabolism might find that they have an easier time putting on weight and also putting on lean tissue, but they have a harder time burning excess calories. And then you have someone with an inefficient metabolism, which is at the opposite end of the spectrum, and they're someone who can sort of eat and eat and eat, and their body finds it very hard to store, very hard to put on lean tissue, and they can lose weight very quickly if they aren't keeping up that calorie intake. So we decided to go and get ours tested so we could see where we were at. It's 6 a.m. and we need to leave like now. Now you have to fast before the test, which means no water and no food. We booked the test for 6:30 in the morning so that we are already fasted from overnight, because I think that was the earliest appointment that we could get. So we were up at like 5:30 this morning.
The last video I was in, I'm wearing the same jumper.
The diet swap?
Yeah, at the end of it, I'm wearing the same jumper. I do actually own like 6, 7, maybe 8 hoodies. This one is just happened to wear this on the same day. He only has one hoodie. It's
well,
like,
what if they watched the last one and then they watched this one? That's like continuity, right?
Yeah, I think it's the same day. The whole thing's a lie. You want the comfy couch or the
Well, if you're offering, I'm going to take it.
Okay, you can take it.
Sit in like that, so they don't actually clip in. So that's why you have to have your head tilted back. So you may even find on this couch here, you might just need to slide down the couch a little. Just as long as that sort of stays in, pretty much you can have it wherever you like. So wherever's comfortable. So it just fits in like a snorkel basically. So you bite over the top of it a little bit. You don't need to bite down it too hard.
Over the whole thing?
Yeah, over the whole thing. Yeah. So it will be a little bit strange. I've got one nose peg for me. Obviously, because we're only recording through the mouthpiece. Just want everything coming through there. So just get on so it's nice and secure. In terms of what we're looking at here, obviously your details at the top. And then all we got today is just the resting metabolic rate coming out. Rachel, for yourself at 1,530 calories per day. Now, in terms of resting metabolic rate, it's basically the measure of the energy expenditure just at rest, doing pretty much nothing.
That's higher than I thought it would be though.
Yeah, so in terms of where you sit, you're pretty much bang in the middle for female categories, similar age, height, weight characteristics. Flip that across, slightly on the lower end, so 1491.
Okay.
Now in terms of what happens with resting metabolic rate, that's one piece of the puzzle. In terms of what this means in terms of like slow, normal, fast, you can see here obviously the scaling's different. So the slow category for females of the cross actually is down at the sort of 1200 mark. So in comparison, really, males generally typically have faster metabolisms. Why? Because there's generally more muscle mass involved. Yeah. What this means in terms of end of the spectrum, though, really depends on what you're trying to achieve. Like if you're trying to put on size, it's not too bad to be at the slower end of the category.
Yeah.
Because we don't really want to be breaking too much down.
Yeah.
If you're trying to reduce size, you want to be up as fast as possible.
So those were some really interesting test results. I feel like your rate was a lot lower than we thought it would be.
I thought my metabolism was through the roof, but
your exercise, your output volume is so high. Mine was higher than I thought it would be.
Metabolism was through the roof, but...
Well, it wasn't through the roof. It was technically like average. And what I'm gonna do is track my activity over the next few days because I haven't been doing any like intentional cardio, but I feel, you know, sometimes you do a bit of walking around like from the, you know, getting groceries, dogs, etc. So that would definitely add up.
But bottom line is, if we were stranded on an island together, who would die first? Rachel, unfortunately, because mine can feed off muscle and feed off...
You're more efficient with your fuel.
With my food, yeah. I'd be too fussy to live on an island.
But technically we do live on an island, so...
I have no comment.
You don't have to pay to get a test done, especially if you're someone who's just doing this for like a lifestyle factor.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different RMR calculators on the web.
It's good to know, like it's not like...
For us anyway, like we're kind of in it.
It's not like a must, but it's cool to like have an idea of like, oh, okay, this is how much fuel my body needs to lose weight, gain weight. Just have an idea rather than just fluke everything because then you're just like in the dark.
It's not often that we're trying to maintain. It's either like cutting or building.
Yeah. It's so important to pick a goal and to say, hey, I want to get leaner, hey, I want to build muscle, hey, I want to get stronger. But you're a numbers chick, you love knowing. She loves numbers. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, like he'll eyeball his food and do it well, and I'm like, if I try and do that, I'm like, I don't know what I ate today.
Did I eat too much? Did I eat not enough?
Next step. So what I'm gonna do is over the next 6 days, I'm going to take my output measurements. Normally I like to wear my Apple Watch while I sleep or just for like calendar tasks when I'm doing client calls and things like that. I don't really use it as an activity tracker. The reason that I picked 6 days is because my training split is 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, repeat. By doing that, I'll get an accurate look at not only training days, but rest days also, because I have a feeling that my rest day output is so much lower. All right, so this one is on, and it is going to track my output for me over the next 6 days.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. H6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ballin' age. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the. On record, off record. I still count wins when they doubt it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still.
Alright, so let's take a look through this Apple Watch data. Now, like I said, it's not crazy accurate, so we're kind of just using this as like a rough guide for us. And what I'm going to do is tally up all the apparently burnt kilojoules, and then I'll divide that into calories. Now, one thing I did notice is I thought, you know, I'm not doing any cardio workouts, that sort of thing. And I wasn't doing any intentional cardio workouts, but there was even one day, see, look at that day. I walked nearly 6 kilometers. On the Thursday, I walked 10 kilometers. Like, there was so much activity that I didn't realize that I was doing on top of my regular weight training, because we don't own a car. So I'm like, oh, you know, I'll walk to the post office. Oh, I'll just like walk the dog down to the groomer. And I was doing so much extra activity on top of what I thought I was doing. So I was burning far more than I actually thought I was. So when we add it up, I'm going to take the 6 days. One day I didn't even wear the watch the whole day, and I'm going to divide it and then figure out where we're at roughly calorie-wise. Now remember, all these sums are still approximations. It's not like solid, exact, concrete, like things are subject to change, but the daily average of calories burnt is around 592. Add that to my RMR of 1530. Thermogenic effect from food is so small that I don't count it, and my daily activity is quite low other than that, so I'll put that at about 200. So for maintenance, I need 2,300, which seems about right. And so if I want to jump into a 20% deficit, I need to be eating about 1,850 per day. You guys might have seen on my Insta story a while ago, I had like just a straight Excel page, just like one big long page where I would track like calories and things like that. And I was like, oh, it's a bit messy. I just kind of want to redo it and break it down like week by week so I can get my averages a lot easier rather than just scrolling through like just straight data. To me, it's just so interesting how the human body works. Like, it's not like I eat perfect all the time. Like, that's not the point of this. For example, like if I'm in surplus or maintenance calories, you know, like having a pizza now and again, cool. Like, I love cheesecakes, I'm gonna have a bit of cheesecake now and again. It's not like, oh, I have to eat the perfect 24/7. It's not like that. Last week I dropped the calories back down, and this was obviously before I had recorded all the activity data. So I estimated my deficit to be at about 1,800. But for the few weeks prior, which I have sitting in my other spreadsheet, I was sitting at about 2,200 because I've been working my way down. I don't believe in like jumping from one extreme to the other. You know, it's a lengthy process. Just work your way down. Who cares? Unless you're like some competitive bodybuilder, there's no rush. You can just do things slowly. And that's the best way to do it as well, to maintain lean tissue. As you can see at the start of that week, I was 68.2 kilos. I'm around 5'8" for anyone who's wondering. And by the end of that week, I was 65.4, which is just way too fast. Like, way too fast. My target that I had set for myself was around like 400 grams a week. Could be where I'm at in my cycle. I don't even know if this is interesting, by the way, but I find this stuff absolutely fascinating. I think that's why I love doing it for clients as well. And I've got a few of my clients running off this spreadsheet too, and I thought like maybe you guys might like a copy. And if you want a copy, like you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Share one of my Instagram posts, maybe in your story, like jump on my Instagram, share a post, and then DM me like your Insta story. Otherwise I won't be able to keep track of it, and I'll just like send you back a link. It's just to track and get overall progress. September last year I was 62 kilograms, and the highest that I got to this time, I was trying to just put it on moderately and slowly, was 70 kilograms, and I'm back down at 66 now. So we're just trying to chug along, take it slow. I'm gonna be in a deficit for probably the next 3-4 months, and I'm gonna take a couple of diet breaks in between just to bump my calories back up, hopefully restore my leptin levels. And the thing with tracking calories is it's not to restrict you from foods, and it's not to put labels on things, but it's about opening up the world of food. And I know a lot of people get bogged down by it, and I'm pretty sure there was like a bunch of comments on my how to count calories video, but it's like structure is very supportive to the way that my brain works, and that's not for everyone. But I feel like for me, it gives me so much freedom. I don't have to think about things because I know what I'm doing. So that is a brief little overview of what I will be doing for the next few months. And also, yes, my hair is straight today. What do we think? I feel like it's so weird. I haven't worn it straight in so long, and I just feel like I can't believe the length and how quickly it's been growing. It's crazy, like so much hair all of a sudden. So with this, I pretty much just wanted to show you what goes into calculating a calorie deficit. You don't have to go to that length, like I said at the start, and you also don't even have to fully count and measure the way I do. Mitch doesn't, and he does perfectly well. I just get confused if I don't, because I have so many other things I have to think about that I don't want to have to think about my food. And I wanted to share it here too for a little bit of accountability for me, but also to show you exactly what goes into calculating a deficit. It's not just a number that's plucked out of nowhere, and if you first start training with someone like a PT in a gym and you're in your first session and you see them just go, okay, you need to eat this many calories, and you haven't seen them do any equations or anything, ask them why they think that number. Because so often I have people come to me and be like, oh, you know, they've got me eating this much, and I'm like, I don't know if that's suitable, because you've really got to find what works for you and your lifestyle and your activity levels. As you've seen, like even someone like me, I didn't realize how much extra activity I was doing. So if I drop my calories too low, that's gonna be a bad time. Also, let me know in the comments if you want me to post some more like what I eat in a day style videos. I also have my food Instagram if you'd rather jump on over there. I post things on there several times a week with just recipes and easy stuff. I like to keep my food simple. So what I do with that new intake is I pretty much just structure my day every morning. So I work off like meal preps that I've got and things that I've already prepared, work that in, see what I feel like eating, and then sort of go from there where I know, okay, this was already prepared, this is already there, I'll grab that, and sort of mix and match things together. I don't like to track as I go. I feel like that can leave you with like a weird meal at the end of the day and you feel kind of restricted by it. Whereas if you plan it out, you can have much nicer meals, they're much better size, and you're just a little bit more organized with it. So let me know if you want some food videos. Don't forget to share an Insta post, something, and DM me, and I'll send you that tracker sheet as well if you want it. I hope you're doing really well, and I will catch up with you in my next video. Bye.